So let's see what we will be building in this fun creative development module. So here in Figma, we've got a landing page for a very cool and futuristic sneaker. And let me scroll through it initially. But the really cool thing is that I have an idea for an interaction or something cool that is going to happen in each of these sections. So for the hero section, I want this shoe to be a 3D model that is going to rotate or react to our mouth. And I also feel like I want the lines in the background maybe to animate. And then in these features section, I want them to actually go on top of one another, kind of like cards, and maybe the images are going to zoom as we're scrolling. And then we'll get to these cards section. I want to switch into horizontal scrolling so that we can scroll through all of these cards. And also I want to make these cards flip in 3D to reveal some of the content about each one of these features. And then here we're going to have an infinite marquee running, and then we're going to have a video section where we're going to have a video playing in the background. And I want the typography here to be fully responsive. So no matter what our screen size, this text is going to fill in this section. And then in the last call to action and footer section, I want to create a timer that is going to count down the time until this shoe is being launched, and also maybe create some kind of an animation as we're scrolling. These shoes are kind of like running. So I have a lot of cool ideas here, and this is going to be really fun and creative build. You have, of course, we also have a full-on background that is going to menu that is going to open up and fill up the whole screen. So you have all of these assets in the assets folder that is available to you, but I do want to run through how I've created some of these assets for us. So for the 3D shoe, we're actually going to use Spline, and here's a Spline project that I'm going to make available to you. Now, just to share with you, in case you want to experiment and work with Spline for your own project, Spline actually has a generate AI model generator that you can prompt or even use images as a reference to create 3D models. In my case, I just prompted a cool futuristic sneaker shoe, and I got this model here, which fits my needs at the moment. I then went ahead to download, because I wanted it to be in the brand colors here. So I downloaded the image texture here, and in Photoshop just changed it to green so that it would work well with my brand. So this is the Spline project that we'll be working with. Now, for the circles in the background, right, this makes sense for a Lottie animation because it's going to just loop, and it's a simple vector animation. To create this asset, what I actually did is I went to ChatGPT, and I basically told them, I uploaded an image of these circles, and I said, I want to create a Lottie file, JSON. Now, by the way, Lottie files are saved in a file that is called .json, which is just basically about a bunch of code describing the animation for these circles animating in a pulsating way. It then basically explained to me maybe how to do it, but I told him I'd like the Lottie JSON code version, and then it basically create that for me to download. Now, I did download it. It wasn't exactly what I was looking for, so I revised the prompt. I told him, hey, create that JSON showing 15 concentric circle pulsating, gave him the size and so forth, and then it created that for me to download, but they all pulsated together. And then I said, great, but they should not all pulse together, but rather in a staggered way. And then it gave me the final file, and I can also upload it to Lottie files just to preview what we have going on. So you can see I have these circles and they are pulsating. So this is basically what I had in mind. And this just shows you how powerful it is. Of course, I will show you later in this module how to use the Lottie file creator to create another animation, because we have, for the preloader, we've got basically this kind of like contour of the logo filling in, and I will show you how to create this animation using the Lottie file Lottie creator. But it's also possible to create these animations just by describing them to ChatGPT and then just downloading a file that you can bring in right into Webflow. So this is very, very powerful. Okay, in this module though, I'm not going to tackle things like naming frameworks or style guide. This is a fairly simple one-pager website, and I'm going to stick to just covering the animation and the creative development. The styling frameworks and style guide are going to be covered in the big websites module. So right now, we're just going to focus on creative development. It's going to be super fun. See you in the next video.